Hi guys, my name is Christina Sundari and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am a fashion blogger turned beauty blogger, but still a fashion blogger. I've been blogging for 1.5 years and I really wanted another outlet to connect to a larger audience, and I thought that YouTube was the next best thing for me. I've always been obsessed with makeup and it's always been just a really fun hobby, and now I'm really trying to turn that hobby into a business, and so here's my YouTube channel. On my channel, I'm gonna be talking about beauty, I'm gonna be talking about fashion, but I also want to combine a little bit of lifestyle, health, fitness. I've heard a lot from you guys as far as what you wanna see on my blog, so I'm gonna be translating all of that onto my YouTube channel. Make sure to tune in every week. I am gonna be posting new videos at least once a week. But today's look is going to be this beautiful cranberry cut crease with this dark red lip. Go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to hit that bell if you want to keep getting notifications of new videos that I post. I guess we can get into this video. First, I'm gonna start with primers. So this is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer, which I really love in the wintertime. It gives a really nice sheen right underneath my makeup. So I'm just gonna take a little bit onto the tips of my fingers and then blend that right into the skin. What I really like about this primer is that it is a little tacky, so I know that my makeup is not gonna slide around. Now that we're primed, I'm gonna go in with foundation, and this is the Makeup Forever HD foundation. Perfect for video, perfect for photos. It's just an all-around beautiful foundation. Just apply it all over the face. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my Sigma F80 Kabuki brush. Now, you guys on Snap all know how much I absolutely love this brush. It's so nice for blending. You get a really even coat of foundation all over your skin, and you really don't even need that much foundation. It doesn't matter which foundation you use. I really, really love this brush for literally any kind of liquid foundation. Make sure to blend that nicely into the top of your neck, just so that we don't have any harsh lines. And then when I blend, I like to take it all the way over to my ear just to make sure that I have a really nice, seamless blend. Now I'm going to apply concealer, and this is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Tan Sand. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit underneath my eyes to give myself a little bit of an extra highlight. And then down the bridge of the nose, the forehead, right underneath the nose, and a little bit on the chin. To blend, I'm just gonna take a beauty blender, but you can really use any kind of a makeup sponge. I just found that beauty blenders are a little bit easier for me just because I can get a really nice even blend, and then this pointed tip makes it really easy to blend right underneath the eyes. Blending is kind of a personal preference. Like, some people prefer brushes, some people prefer makeup sponges, some people prefer their fingers. It really just kind of depends on what you're most comfortable with. The tools are really, really important, and it's really gonna help you achieve a really nice blended look that you're gonna wanna recreate all the time. So now we're gonna skip to brows. I'll go back to the face in a little bit, but this is the Benefit Cosmetics Ka-Brow. It's a brow pomade, and I really love this to achieve really perfect brows every single time. What's actually cool about this product is that it does come with its own little brush, but I like to use my own angled brush, but it's really up to you what you want to do. So I have this angled brush from Benefit that I bought a really long time ago. Honestly, I don't even know if they still make it, but if they do, I'll make sure to link it for you guys down below. You always want to make sure when you're doing your brows that you always blend, just to make sure that your brows don't look like you literally drew them on. So blending with a little spoolie really helps. Just take an old brush from a mascara that you don't use anymore, just wash it, and then you can use that also. So I do prefer brow pencils as well, but I would say the main difference between a pencil and pomade is if you want to have kind of a more natural look, I would say go with a brow pencil, because then you can really get those feathered like strokes. But if you really want voluminous, kind of va-va-voom, then I would say pomade. Definitely want to make sure that these brows are on fleek. Now the key to achieving really perfect brows, honestly, is cleaning them up with concealer. You really don't even need that much. And then I'm going to go ahead and lightly place that underneath the brow as well as on top of it. And to set those brows in place, I'm gonna throw just a little bit of brow gel on top, and this is the one by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And what's nice about applying a little bit of brow gel is that you don't have to worry about your brows kind of going crazy, especially if you have an event or you're going to a party or you're gonna be dancing and you know you're gonna be sweating a lot. It's good to make sure that you have your brows set in place. Oh my God, I accidentally just put this under my concealer. Okay, I'm gonna have to wash this off later. So I'm gonna skip it back to the face and I'm gonna be using this setting powder from Becca Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Golden Hour. Can we talk about how beautiful this packaging is? I mean, oh my God, it looks amazing on your vanity. I mean, it is a really good product too, but I'm just saying that the packaging is like, how could you not be obsessed with this packaging? Now, what I really like about this product is that it does have a little bit of color, so it's not translucent, and it has a really nice luminous sheen to it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on right underneath my eyes and just down on the laugh lines. There's literally powder everywhere. Ugh. So while we let that set, I'm gonna go into eyes. So first I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is called Hunt. And I'm just gonna take that onto the tip of my Makeup Forever brush, and this is the brush 242. You could really use any kind of brush, just as long as it's nice and fluffy at the tip. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and stick that into the crease, and using windshield wiper motions, I'm gonna blend that in. So I know this is like a really crazy bright orange right now, but the beauty of blending is that we can tone it down. So as I said, blending is super important. So now that we've applied that shade, I'm gonna just take a really clean, fluffy brush. Again, it doesn't have to be anything special, but it just has to be nice and fluffy at the end. So this is the Sigma E40 tapered blending brush. So just taking that brush, I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the edges. Now going back into the palette with the first brush that I used, I'm gonna go into the shade Roxanne. So taking that terracotta shade that we just put on our brush, I'm gonna blend that right into the crease on top of the first shade that we applied. So now that we've blended out both of those shades, I'm going to go back into the palette and we're gonna be taking the shades Central Park and Soda Pop. So now I wanna darken the crease a lot more, so it is gonna be a little bit more dramatic, and I'm taking this on a tapered blending brush. Now this brush is seriously perfect for blending out colors into the crease. And this is the Sigma Small Tapered Blending Brush E45. And it's okay if it's starting to look a little crazy because we're just gonna go ahead and blend this out anyway. So I'm gonna take this brown, blend it into the outer V and towards the inside of the eye. So whenever you're blending darker colors like this into the eye, always start from the outside and work your way towards the inside, because that's how you get a nice, even blend. So we're gonna take that same Sigma brush and we're gonna blend that brown out, just so it's not that harsh. And you really don't have to worry about blending too much. So just use very, very light strokes when you're blending, because we don't wanna take any of the product off. So now we're gonna be cutting the crease. So for this step, I'm gonna be taking my Sigma Firm Shader Brush, and this is the E57 brush. So all I'm gonna do is just place a little bit of concealer, or we can go back into the MAC paint pot. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape for this step as well. And then I'm just gonna blend that concealer in with the brown, because we don't wanna peel that color all the way to the end. So to finish off this cut crease, we're gonna be taking these 3 shimmery shades right here. You know, I'm all about the shimmers. So we're gonna start with the shade Hillster, which is this nice cranberry shimmery shade. But what I'm gonna do is just lightly apply this to the middle of the eye. So now I'm gonna dig into this shade SBN, which is right next to that original shade we put down. So I'm taking that on the same brush because I want a nice, even transition. So if a little bit of that previous color is in there, then that's definitely okay, because it makes sure that we have a nice transition. I'm just gonna make sure that these shades are all blended evenly. So I'm just gonna kind of go over that line in between the shades just to make sure that both colors are blended nicely. I'm gonna go back into the palette and dig into this shade, which is Obsessed. And we're gonna put this right into the inner corner for a nice inner corner highlight. I'm really liking how this look has gone so far. So we're officially done with the top lid, so now I can go ahead and wipe off the powder that we were using for baking. So I'm gonna give myself a fierce wing using the Kat Von D tattoo liner in the shade Trooper. I'm telling you guys, applying a good wing has taken me years. I mean, years. Now, I've been playing around with makeup since I was 6. Ooh, I was really young. Is that bad? Don't judge me. So easiest way to apply a wing is to start at the corner. Now you can see that I have a little bit of shadow all over here, but that's okay because we'll clean it all up in a second. I'm gonna take the tip and then I'm gonna just draw the line right back. So to make sure that we have the most fierce wing possible, I'm gonna take just a makeup wipe and I'm gonna clean up the edges. And to finish off the eyes, I'm gonna be using the Benefit Cosmetics Roller Lash Mascara in black. So you probably noticed I did not curl my lashes. I have naturally curly lashes, so I never use an eyelash curler. But if you need to, then make sure that you do that before applying your mascara. I really love this mascara because of the brush, because I feel like I'm able to lengthen the lashes. The bristles are so tiny. I'm really able to separate all the lashes, and it is a nice voluminous formula too. So the top of our eyes are done, so we're gonna move into the bottom part. So I'm actually gonna go back into our palette and I'm gonna dig into this shade right here, which is Central Park. So it was one of those brown shades that we applied earlier. And I'm just gonna take a really small brush for this one. So it's got a little dome tip. This is the Makeup Forever 216 brush. And then just taking that brown shadow, I'm going to just kind of run that across the bottom lid. I never used to apply anything to my lower lid, actually. I didn't even like putting mascara on the bottom lid because I was really lazy and I didn't want it to smudge. I found that when you apply shadow or even mascara on the bottom lashes, it really just finishes the look. Now I'm so used to doing that, it feels weird when I don't. Now I feel naked if I don't put anything on the bottom. I just realized I forgot to line my waterline. Whoops. So I'm just gonna take this really simple pencil from Rimmel London. It's just the shade brown. I find that black is just a little too harsh sometimes. I know I went black on the wing, but I'm gonna use a little bit of a softer look, and that's why I'm applying brown to the inside of the waterline. Much better. So to finish off the eyes, I'm gonna go back into my mascara and I'm going to apply this to the lower lashes. The eyes are done, so now we're gonna go back to the face and we're gonna do some contouring. Believe it or not, I really like the cream contours from Kim Kardashian, so I'm gonna be using those products today. We'll do a little bit on the nose too, since we're at it. Now I'm gonna take the brush that actually comes in the contour set and I'm gonna carefully blend that in. So I'm using patting motions with the brush because I don't want the product to get blended away. And when I get the intensity that I'm happy with, I will move on to the rest of my face. Now I'm gonna blend, 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 more blending. Contouring the nose definitely takes a little bit of time. When I used to contour my nose, like, I didn't blend it correctly, so it literally looked like my nose was like I had a brown nose, literally a brown nose. I hate brown nosers. Bad joke. Forget I ever said that. Now that we've set down that cream, we are gonna go over it with some powder. This past Sephora sale, I was on the hunt for a really nice powder contour, and honestly, I wasn't too impressed with any of the palettes out there. And I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to just buy a palette and not use everything. I was looking at the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, I was looking at the Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I ended up actually going with a Makeup Forever trio. So basically what's really cool about this palette is I got to pick all 3 of these shades, and then I got to put it into this little palette. So I got to build it myself, essentially. I'll link all 3 of the shades that I got for you down below so you know exactly which ones that I have. So I'm gonna dig into this dark shade right here with just a rounded contour brush. And this is the one by Essence, which I will link for you guys down below. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit onto my brush because this is a really dark shade of brown. And I'm just gonna apply that right into my cheek on top of where I applied the cream contour. That's also something to keep in mind is when you are applying powder on top of cream, the effect is going to be really intense. So that's why we don't need to be too heavy with the powder that we're applying. And I'm going to keep carving out what we've already created with the cream so we have a nice sharp contour. And then when you're blending, you always want to make sure to blend outwards, not inwards, because we want that shadow effect. So you want to create that by blending outwards. And now just going in with a beauty blender, I'm gonna take the middle shade in my trio, and I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight at the bottom, just to further sharpen that contour. And then we are just going to blend that out. You know that term beat face? When they talk about applying makeup, yeah, this is why it's called beating your face, because you're literally beating your face. Now that we are done with contouring, I'm going to dig into the blush and just give myself a really, really light rosy flush. Now I'm gonna dig into my Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette in the shade Golden Sands. So first we're gonna dig into the shade Fiji, which is a nice cream shade, and then we're going to build on top of that, and we're gonna use Seychelles? Seychelles? I think it's Seychelles. We're gonna apply that right on top. So with Fiji, I'm just gonna take a little bit onto my ring finger. I find that applying creams sometimes with your fingers works a little bit better because the warmth of your hand helps blend the product out. Now that we've applied the cream, I'm gonna take just a little strobing fan brush. So this is actually the one from Sigma. It's the F42 brush. So I'm just gonna dust a little bit of that shade onto my brush. I'm gonna be beaming. Ooh, don't mind if I do. A little bit of extra shine, never hurt anybody. So for lips, I'm gonna take the Urban Decay lip pencil in the shade Blackmail. And then I'm just gonna blend the lip liner a little bit more onto my lips just so that the liquid lipstick has something to stick to. So now I'm gonna go in with this liquid lipstick from Ofra, and this is the shade Havana Nights. So I actually picked this color up from Gen Beauty earlier this year, and I just absolutely love this color. When I was standing in line, I was actually waiting in line to meet one of my favorite beauty bloggers, Roxette Arisa, and I was picking out the color from the bag, and I don't know what was wrong with me. I was just being so indecisive, and then I just like kind of grabbed this one last minute, but it is such a pretty shade. I was wearing this all fall. It's just such a pretty shade. It makes me so happy. To polish this off, I'm just gonna spray a little bit of my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning into my YouTube channel today. I really, really appreciate it. If you watched this video and you liked it, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe by clicking on that red button down below, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.